Good morning, students. Today we will do the second chapter of geography, that is land and soil resources. Already you have done the resources chapter, but I will give a short overview about that. What was the resources, that the natural things which are present in the environment, which is present on the earth, and which we use them for our fulfilling our basic needs and other needs, and making them more useful, giving by adding some value in that. These are called as the resources, right? And they are of different types you have already studied: conservation of resources, and balanced use of resources, and sustainable development, and which is most important, resource. Already you have done all these things. Now we are going to take one by one resources which we are commonly using, that is land and soil resource. Now when we are talking about land resources, it means abundant land is present on the earth. Now, which land, which type of soil we are using, the presence of the land. Different factors are affecting the um, presence of the land. Somewhere we are having mountains, high mountains, somewhere plateaus are there, somewhere very dusty soil is there, desert, and somewhere we are having the alluvial soil and the fertile soil which we are using for the cultivation. So total land area, if you have studied in the beginning chapters of the lower classes, that how much land area we are having on the earth, so we can utilize that. So 95% if we are calling it the land area, then out of that only 30% area is usable for us, which we are using, maximum we are using for making our industries, our houses, and the forest, under the forest, then cultivation, mining, and other infrastructure we are using that. So land is the important resource, land and soil resource. So today's chapter is land and soil resource. Now land use, how we are going to use the land and what are the uses of the land. In this chapter, as in the Zoom class, I have told you many things you are going to study. So you are going to study the land use. Land use is depending on different factors. Number one, if we say, that is physical factor. Now, physical factor, as you have studied in the beginning in other classes in science also, that physical factor, the factors which we can touch and feel, these are called as the physical factors. So in your book some examples of physical factors are given, that the regions such as relief features, soil and climate, natural vegetation, availability of the water, and minerals. These are important physical features which are affecting the land use, that which type, how we are going to use the land. If the soil is fertile, we are going to use it for the cultivation. If the soil is there where we can think that the minerals can be found, then we dig the mines and find out the mines. Then the places which are forested area, natural vegetation, so that is under the cover of forest. Then the climate, if the climate is harsh, if the climate is wet and dry, if the climate is very much cold, it also depends that how we are going to use that particular land of that region. Then second comes river plains, the river plains. River plains, we were discussing about river plains. So what are the river plains? Means the rivers which are uh, coming from the high mountain ranges, they are bringing the soil, silt and clay and other decay materials which is containing the lot of minerals and deposits are there, and which are coming with the flow of the river. And when the river is coming on the plains, just as coming from the slope of mountains and reaching to this slope, here, since the flow of river is becoming less, so this material is deposited on the both sides, and the plains which are made by the soil, alluvial, brought by the rivers, are called as the alluvial plains. The alluvium which the rivers are bringing, that are deposited there, and the plains becomes very much fertile, usable for that, and these plains are mainly thickly populated. Why they are thickly populated? Because the more chances are there for the jobs, more chances are there for the making the buildings. Plains are suitable for making the buildings, construction of high buildings, and other infrastructure also can be made easily there, and other jobs depending on agriculture, that agricultural industries can be set up there. So that whatever the things we are finding here, that number one, the agriculture, they are used for agriculture, for industrial use, industries are set up here, and apart from that, if you see, these are they are thus used for the cultivation of crop, and um, they are very thickly populated. They are covered with the forest also, and so they are giving us the wildlife and vegetation, and the moreover the forests are also called, I have told you already, they are considered as the lungs of the earth. So these forests are there, and infrastructure is found there. The big infrastructure, the multi-storied buildings are there, many factories and industries are there, and many more things are there which are done here on the plains. So these plains are very much important. For example, the in India we are having the Gangetic plain. The other we are having the delta region. In delta region, the delta plains, deltic plains are we are having, which are having all these, just like West Bengal, that the great Ganga Brahmaputra delta. So that is also the center of the industries and agriculture, cultivation of crops. Apart from that, that can be used for the meadows. Now, what are these meadows? Meadows are the grazing land for the animals. They are also called as, Hindi we call it charaga, right? जहाँ पर के हम अपने जानवरों को ले जाते हैं चराने के लिए, बड़े बड़े ग्राउंड्स बने हुए होते हैं, बड़े दूसरे शहरों में ये बहुत बड़ी मात्रा में पाए जाते हैं और बहुत ज़्यादा एरिया कवर करते हैं. हमारे इंडिया में इन मीडोज को भी हमने एग्रीकल्चर ग्राउंड में कन्वर्ट कर लिया, बट स्टिल दे आर फाउंड. सो द मीडोज, अगर आपको बड़े मीडोज देखने हैं तो अल्पाइन मीडोज को फाइंड आउट करिए. I have given you one work in the Zoom class that find out the location of alpine meadows in the world map, that in which continent and in which country they are located. Now after that we will go to the next topic. Alpine meadows basically used for the sheep grazing, and why that is used for the sheep grazing? Because they are found on the hilly regions, and the sheep is a mountain animal which can climb over the high mountains also with the help of his her feet, which are easily catch the smallest place they can stick up there. So that is, and then plateaus. Next point comes the plateaus. So the plateaus are, I am rubbing it for you so that I can write the next point. The plateaus. Right. Plateaus are the storehouse of the minerals. Different type of minerals are found. What is the reason of the mineral store? because they are made up of the volcanic eruption, and the lava spread out, and later on in the long duration that melted material is the which has come out from the volcanoes. It is spread all over and cooled down in the thousands of millions of years. It cooled down and taken the shape of the hard rocks, and under that still lot of minerals are deposited. So they are the center of the mineral deposits, and the industries based on the minerals are located found here, and they are also used for the cultivation. The land is used for the cultivation also for the crops. Most important, which are cultivated on the plateaus. They are giving a very good scenic beauty also. When you will go in the plateaus on the both sides, you will see that some hilly regions are also there, and the waterfalls are coming out of that, and they are presenting a very good scene there. And they are made, how they are made, you will study in the ninth standard. Okay, now let us find out the next factor, that is human and economic factor. The fifth one is human and economic factor. Okay, human and economic factor. Number 5 is human and economic factor. I hope so that you are understanding here, because I am teaching in very slow speed so that you can understand each and every point. So, human and economic factor, right, is how, which type of living is there, how the development is there, how much development is there, and whatever the economic condition of the people. These are also important in determining the type of land use. For example, the density of population, how much densely area is located, and farmland, forested area. If it is forested area, then the use is forest, because forests are called as the lungs of the earth. And the demand of the people, they are developing, so they will demand for the roads, railways, and other things also. And for example, you can see that prairies of USA uh, and Canada, the development of roads and railways had converted, and much of the grassland, many roads and railways they have constructed. Apart from that, much of the grasslands, it was prairies, is also called as the wheat basket of the world, and it was exactly that grasslands were there, which they have converted into the farmlands, cultivable farmlands, and where they are growing the wheat and corn. Now, if there in your book one table is given, if you are reading that table, what you are finding, that after reading that table, you will find out few factors, few things, and 3 questions are also given below that. Only you have to read the table and find out that which areas are a highest percentage of land under the crop, pasture and forest. So if we are making that uh, uh, table here, you can make it here like country, just as in your book given, and then forest, pasture, pasture means चरागाह, जहाँ पर जानवरों को चराते हैं, and forest and cropland. Forest हो गया हमारा, pasture हो गया, और forest and cropland. And other uses. We will take only these 3. Okay. So जिसका सबसे ऊपर में ज़्यादा है, इसका we will see that cropland is in India. Cropland, India. ठीक है. यहाँ पर कितना है इंडिया में? We are having 57%. That will be easy for you to learn. उसके बाद में इसमें क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है that UK is having not UK, Australia is having pasture land. Australia is having pasture land. How much pasture land is here? 56%. Next, we are having that forest. So Brazil is having the highest concentration of forest, right? Forest. कितना है forest का यहाँ पर? ब्राजील में 66%. Amazon forests are located there only. So you can see that they are very thick forest of the world and very densely that their forest and wildlife is also there, and very dangerous anaconda is also found here in the Amazon basin, and they are fertile also. And next we are so all these three we have taken. Now what is the cause, right? India is having maximum fertile land in the form of Gangetic plains, and the delta regions, they are fertile region, and to feed the population also they need, because of the need also and presence of the fertile land, we are having the cropland more. Australia, the rocky region is there, so they cannot make the flat plains or cultivable land, so they are having the pasture land maximum. And Brazil, since it is covered with the forest, so that is forested area. Now next question comes, which country has the least area under cultivation in the same manner, that is highest you have seen, in the same manner you will see the least also. Then second, which country has the least forested area, and सबसे कम forested area कहाँ पर है आपका? अगर हम देखें तो UK में है, because UK has the very small country it is, and they have most development has been done, so because of the development they have utilized the area for other activities. Now next question comes up here, that conservation of land. How can we conserve the land? Already you have studied that, so I will go in short and with the speed also. Conservation of land. Since it is very much important, you have told that, so that is important to conserve the land also. Now conservation of land, how we can do that? It means land is finite resource. It is not that it is not ending. It is limited, and the nature of the land and the needs of the people are increasing day by day. That so we need to prepare it, and the land use plan must be done. And unplanned and haphazard land use may cause serious problems for the generations, for the living beings, and so we need the conservation of the land. And erosion and desertification, soil and shortage of the farmlands, these are the basic problems. What are the basic problems? First, let us see that why we should conserve the land. That basic problems. What are the basic problems? So there are three basic problems are given: shortage of farmland, and number two, we are having soil erosion, and number three, we are having desertification, means depletion. Right? Desertification also you can do, because it is given in your key terms. So you will learn the key terms also for that. Now, how can we conserve the soil resources? So how can we conserve the land? By afforestation, growing more and more trees, planting and uh, planting of shelter beds we can make, and controlling soil erosion, and check out overgrazing. Scientific methods of agriculture we can use, controlled use of fertilizers and pesticides, and control of wasteful mining, and proper management of wasteland can save the land. After that, we will, in the second part of this chapter, we will do the soil resources. Till then, bye, have a nice day, and we will meet tomorrow again with the second part of this chapter. Till then, revise it, read the chapter thoroughly, and when you get the time, then do the exercise well and try to do the questions given in our book. We will meet again